You know, I want to be the best coach, you know, and wherever that takes me.
From Bury, Colin Kazim-Richards has arrived in Sussex thanks to the efforts of a Brighton fan called Aaron Berry, who won the player for the club.
Brighton fan Aaron Berry famously won a player for his club in May. Today he found out that fittingly they bought a Berry player with the cash, as Colin Kazim-Richards arrived at the Wooddean Stadium from Gig Lane with the label of the Coca-Cola Kid.
Oh, it's alright, innit? I'd rather just call him, but it's nice for anyone to know who I am, innit? Coca-Cola Kid, fine.
But what an unusual signing, and what an unusual way to be bought through a fan.
Yeah, I know, but I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola Kid. Let's hope that's what he becomes known as, not anything else. No, it's. I said that when we won the money that we wanted to invest it, and I think we feel that's what we've done.
Kazim-Richards is only 18 but has big potential, as he showed at Bury last season. The deal uses most of the £250,000 Brighton were given to spend in the competition win.
I was made aware, my contacts made me aware of Colin some months ago actually, long before we won the prize. But thanks to our supporter, Aaron Berry, obviously we were able to activate this interest, and I'm very delighted that we've been able to secure him in competition with a number of other clubs, including Wigan and Leicester and Stoke.
When did you first have contact with Brighton then?
2 weeks ago. Only 2 weeks ago. I was on the verge of going somewhere else.
Did you keep Aaron, his buyer, informed of what was going on?
No, not really. I think Aaron wasn't expecting that. I think Aaron was hoping that we'd buy a striker. And I think that you know, he'll watch his progress and obviously take an interest, a greater interest maybe in his progress than he's done with most players.
Kazim-Richards has signed a 3-year deal, and after Jason Dodd is a second signing of the week at Brighton. But McGee still says he wants another more experienced striker before the new season. Jeremy Langdon, Sky Sports.
It's all about Glazer on the back page of the Manchester Evening Sport tonight. The Glazer family will now turn the focus of their charm offensive from the suits to the grassroots. We saw their contribution.
Former school bullies have things nautical in Europe.
Yes, like well, as to our IFOS competition, our question, of course, was what were Admiral Lord Nelson's last words reported to have been? The answer, of course, B. Kiss me hardy.
We've been dying to say that for ages. And our 5 family tickets go to Faith Barker from Gosport, John Mortimer from Felpham near Bognor Regis, Patricia Jeffrey from Portsmouth, and Linda Howard from Bognor Regis, and Joe Chivers from Fishbourne near Chichester. Many congratulations. Well done to you.
And they'll have a lovely time. Well done to them all. Belvers, are you a nautical man?
I have no idea what goes on water at all, no.
How about football then?
Oh, I know a little bit about that, especially that it's an exciting time for Brighton fans. 2 new signings in just 24 hours. This is striker Colin Kazim-Richards. He joins from Bury for a 6-figure transfer fee today. Other clubs wanted the 18-year-old striker, but he was won over by Albion boss Mark McGee.
He basically said to me, I've got the most opportunity of playing in the starting 11 here. And that just, to any players, appealing, isn't it? You know, I mean, especially playing in Championship, got some more.
He's a very excited and exciting young player, and we'll hear more about him tomorrow. For now, though, a heartbreaking last ball defeat leaves Sussex really struggling to make the 2020 Cup quarter-finals. Surrey hit 14 off the last 3 balls at Hove.
A 7-year-old boy has been banned from going on his first school trip.
They net themselves a new player, and it's all thanks to a fan. And I'm here at the Hastings Beer and Music Festival, where I'll be catching up with a Sussex band and headliners Keen.
The best teachers in the southeast have been...
She's an old... that story. I hope I am going as well as Sandra. After half a Sussex group Keen are playing a one-off charity gig at the beer festival in Hastings.
Yes,
she's impressive, isn't she?
Absolutely. Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club have made their biggest transfer signing in 5 years today, and it's all thanks to a windfall of £250,000, won in a competition by lifelong Albion supporter Aaron Berry.
The money had to be spent on buying playing talent, and after a period out shopping, today the player has been unveiled. He's striker Colin Kazim-Richards, and Ian Palmer has been to meet him.
Destiny is all well and good, but sometimes it needs a helping hand.
What did you have to do to win? Literally just send your email name and dressing, that sort of thing. Literally picked up a hat out of 1.1 million entries. I was just dead lucky.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
You don't try, you don't win.
It's better than good. The competition had 1 million entries. The prize for the winning fan, £250,000 to spend on a player. Aaron Berry is delighted with the club's purchase.
I think from now on it's going to be quite bizarre, really, to see someone out there who, you know, indirectly, directly, I've had some sort of influence on us getting. Just what happens when he scores, I don't know what I'm going to feel. It's probably going to be a whole new emotion.
What about the player himself? What about his emotions?
What he did was unbelievable. We just didn't stop texting or emailing, and I was good. Like, obviously, if he didn't do it, then I wouldn't be. I don't know. I'm not sure if I wouldn't be here, but I'm glad he did it. I'm very glad he did it. So thank you for doing it.
And now for the football bit.
He's a big lump of a lad, he's quick, he's got a tremendous self-confidence about him. He can go past players, which is a rare commodity these days. He likes to go past people, and I think the combination of those things makes him an exciting player that if we can hone that and fine-tune it, then he can become a really, really good player.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for winning it.
A player, a Brighton and Hove Albion fan, helped to buy. Ian Palmer, BBC South East Today,
Yeah, that's all right.
Brighton.
Hopefully you'll settle in quickly, start banging in a few goals for the Seagulls.
Yeah, good start to the season. Now they're the local boys who formed a band and made it big.
That kicked in, didn't it? It's a huge event on the south coast.
But teletext on teletext, so we lost.
It's not really the way to watch cricket, is it, on teletext? It's better news for Hampshire. Their second football teams have checked back for pre-season this afternoon. Portsmouth are preparing for their Premiership challenge again this year. They trained behind closed doors this morning, but Brighton, just a few miles up the road, they were a lot more inviting. They let us come along to training to see how they're getting on for the new season. The first day back in the office for most of the squad was also the first chance for them to meet their two new teammates. Jason Dodd and Colin Kazim-Richards signed within 24 hours of each other this week.
One's only obviously a young lad, and Dobbs, he's in there now just brushing his false teeth. But no, they're both good lads. They've settled in all right by the sounds of things. They're in there having a laugh and a joke with the boys, so they'll be fine, I'm sure.
The 34-year-old defender's a familiar face on the south coast after 16 years at Southampton. But the Seagulls squad probably doesn't know that their new 18-year-old striker does impressions. He scored 3 times for Bury last season. The first was like David Platt against Belgium in 1990. The second, David Beckham for Man United against Wimbledon in 1996. And the third, a little like Ricky Villa in 1981. He certainly baffled as many defenders. He's now itching to play in a Brighton shirt alongside Leon Knight.
Opportunity comes to you. He's a good player. He's a very good player. A good goal scorer, and hopefully I can provide him with some goals and he can provide me with some goals. But at first I have to get into the starting 11.
Colin was signed with money won by Seagulls fan Aaron Berry in Coca-Cola's Winner Player competition. He's delighted to have helped bring the 18-year-old to the club.
He had a cracking into the last season, scoring a couple of outstanding goals, so hopefully he can carry on doing that for us this year.
As for Doddy, the Withdean Stadium is slightly different to what he's used to.
A wee bit different from the Friends Provident, but like I said, the pitch is still the same, so that's the most important thing for me.
The Albion's main goal for this season is simple: stay in the Championship. They managed it last time round, but it'll be no easier this season.
There's no shortcuts, you know, you have to do it. You have to get the core fitness that's going to see us through a long, hard season. It's going to be another long, hard winter again for us. We know that, so we've got to be fit to cope with that.
One of those new signings for Brighton, Jason Dodd, will skipper the Lord's Taverners in